Hey friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kenzie Sexton and I am a 4th grade teacher in South Dakota. Today for Tech Tip Tuesday, I'm going to be showing you around Xtra Math. So let's get started. So this is something that I love using at the beginning of the school year because it allows my students to work on their math facts right away, make sure we have them down before we start the rest of our curriculum. And this is typically something that I just run kind of in the background as we're doing the rest of math class. I have 2 computers in my classroom. I have 2 students' names on my board at the beginning of the day, and those are the 2 students that will immediately go log into Xtra Math. I show all of my students at the beginning of the year how to log in, so they all know how. They'll go over, they'll log in right away, and when they log in as a classroom, it will have a student's name pop up after one student has finished. So it keeps kind of rolling so that it never stops. So a student can go up, complete their work, and a new student's name will pop up. I'll have that student quietly walk over, just tap that student on the shoulder, and that student goes up and starts working. And it just goes really quickly because Xtra Math is not a long program. It takes a short amount of time for students to complete. So far what I've done is I've just created a teacher account, and then it goes through your class checklist. So what do you need to do? So I'm going to add students first. When you add students, you can choose if you want to add new students or if the students have existing information. At the beginning of the year, I think it's just easiest to go new students. So it will ask for their first name and last initial. So I'm going to go Ashley A, and then you can choose their grade. If you'd like to type in a different PIN, you have that option. And then it also allows you to choose a language. Once you're done with that, you'll click the plus button and you'll add a new student. So then I'm just going to add Brandon B. And then again, grade, PIN, language. And then when you're finished typing all your students in, you will click done. And then it allows you to print parent flyers. These are great. I actually ended up passing these out a little into the year, my first year, but my second year I had these printed out ready to go home at open house, and it was a great tool to get them started right away and to make sure that the parents had it in their hands when they left the classroom. So then you will print those, and it has all of the information on exactly how to log into Xtra Math at home. So I would click print, and this is kind of what it looks like. And then it even has your name at the bottom, so it's like you typed the letter. Okay, then you'll go back. I'm just gonna click cancel so that it shows it's done. Then it allows you to print student pins. This is great as well because then you have a list of all of the student pins there for you. And then it also has these little boxes. I recommend printing these out at the beginning of the year and then taping these into the students' agendas so that they always have it with them, even when they're home or at school. After you're done with that, you'll click Prepare Classroom Computers, and then it has a little introduction explanation on how to do that. And then you will have students watch the student video, which just basically walks students through how to do this. I normally display this on my smartboard at the beginning of the year, and we just watch it together as a class. So then once you're done with your checklist, you're ready to get going. In here, if you get a new student throughout the year, you can simply go into here and add a student. You can click on the class setting to change anything. You can change your class name, when the class will end, if your school year ends up getting pushed back, anything like that. You can remove classes, you can add classes if you have multiple math sections that you are teaching. If you ever throughout the year need to go back and reprint any of those things, they have them here. The class report showing how your students have been doing. Master all of their skills, they will get certificates, so then you can print the certificates, award them to the students, send them home to celebrate their progress. Another thing I want to show you is the home screen and how students log in. So like I was mentioning earlier, there is the student tab, parents or teachers tab, and classroom tab. You will log in if you want to check data through the parent or teacher tab. When I have students use this in the classroom, I have them click on classroom, and I highly recommend either using your school email if you're okay with students knowing that, or creating a separate email just for this that's easy for the students to remember. Maybe it's just for your class for that school year. Maybe you create an email so you can just collect pictures or information in that email account. So if you have like your name and then the school year and then the email, so like for example, my last name is Sexton, so I might create an email account titled sexton2020@gmail.com. I typically just use my school account. On here it is for my Instagram account. So I would have students type in the email when they're logging in. My first two students would know how to do this. I leave a slip with the email and the password for this account at the computers so that they have it right there available to them if they forget. And then I always use a password that's easy for the students to remember, that is not one that I am using. So for this one, I just used class 2020. And then you can choose on your computers for it to remember so they don't have to continually log in on that computer if you would like. So then I'm going to click setup. I'll have it save that password, and then your students will get to this page. Here they will click on your name, and then they will see the students' names for this class. So if you had more students, it would continue down here. Now what Ashley would do is she would log in using her 4-digit PIN. Let's say that this student is absent today. Then they would just click the absent button and it would mark next to her name and it would bring another student's name up. Now, let's say Brandon is meeting with the teacher right now. That is not a good work time for him to be on here. So the student would click busy. So what happens is the first two students come up, they click on their name, they type in their PIN. When they finish with their section of Xtra Math, it will come back to this page and it will show a new student's name. That's where I would say if Ashley's the one that logs in after she gets done, Brandon's name comes up on the computer. If Brandon is available to work at this time on Xtra Math, she would quietly walk over to him, tap him on the shoulder, and he would come up and get started. If he was meeting with the teacher or busy for some reason, she would click busy and it would bring up a new student's name. If Brandon was gone for the day, she would click absent, it would bring up a new student's name. If the students click absent, it will not bring up that student's name again for the day. However, if they accidentally click it, you can go back and click on that student's name and still get them to log in. If they click busy, it will wait until the end of the class list cycle to bring up that student's name again. So it will still come up that same day. It just won't come up immediately after, which allows that student time to not be busy. I'm going to show you what it looks like once the student logs in. So when Ashley comes up and she's ready to go, she'll enter in her PIN and click sign in. Then it goes, there's a little introduction. He'll talk to the students about what they are doing. When he's done talking, they can click continue. It shows you the table. These are the facts that you want the students to master. So right now they're doing an addition placement quiz until they are finished. Down at the bottom, you can see the timing of everything. So the green buttons start to increase as it takes the students more time. When they type in the number, it will go on. The goal is for the students to stay under that smiley face. If they stay under the smiley face, then those are the facts that they have mastered. If the students get it wrong, it will also show them what the correct answer is, and it will wait for them to actually type in that number as well to show that they know what that answer is. Did a couple wrong, so you can see what it will look like at the end. So then you can see here, there's some that we have not covered yet. Those will come in as we move on and students do this daily. The ones with the yellow with the check marks, those are ones that I got right. I just did not beat it to that smiley face. So I haven't mastered those. I know them. I haven't mastered them. The ones that are green with the smiley faces, those are the skills that I have mastered. So I got them correct and I beat the time. And then the ones with the X's are the ones that I got incorrect. So if you continue, it does do some more work with the students as well. I think there's only 2 rounds of this each day, and then it's done for the day. If you enjoyed this video today, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would also love to hear from you in the comments below. Thanks for watching.